Okay, so that was the whole examination that you go through if the pain that the patient came in complaining of was reproduced on your motion exam. This was a patient that came in and had, as I keep repeating myself, C1 through C3 pain or trigeminal pain and symptomatology. Let's say now we have another patient that comes in and they say to us, I was in a car accident 5 years ago. My head was turned to the left when I got rear-ended. I don't remember having pain immediately after the accident, but the next day I woke up and felt literally like the truck hit me. And I had a lot of neck pain and this and that. I went through a period that I had headaches, but they've gone away. What's your main complaint now? My main complaint now is I'm getting problems down my down in this part, and I'm starting to have some pain going down into my left arm. You go, okay. So they had a history of, and they had headaches in the past, you know, and whatever. So they had a history of trauma. They have a history of C1 through C3 or trigeminal pain, but now it's gone. And what I'm hearing now is lower cervical spine problems with a possible radicular problem in the left arm. Because they have a history of trauma and a history of cervico-trigeminal symptoms, I'm going to commence my normal cervical scanning exam with rotation first. Okay, everybody understand why I made that decision? All right? So I would say to the patient, turn your head to the right, go as far as you can. Does that hurt? No? Okay. Then I would overpressure it. Any pain with that? No. And I could go, okay, don't let me turn you any further to the right. Any pain with that? No? Okay, good. Then he goes, I say, turn your head to the left, and he stops right there. I go, that's interesting. Okay, any pain? No. What if I overpressure? No pain. Don't let me turn you any further to the left. No pain. Just can't do it. So he's got this much rotation on the right. He's got that much rotation on the left. But it is not painful. Then my thought process immediately says to me, he's either got a problem in his AO joint or his AA joint. Okay? Because biomechanically, C2, C3 doesn't go with those guys. It's just the AA and AO joint that can limit rotation. So now I have to say, okay, which one is it? Is it the AO joint or is it the AA joint? We said yesterday that the AA joint was a unique joint from the standpoint that it has two male surfaces on one another, and the total amount of flexion or extension that may occur at that joint averages around 10 to 15 degrees. In some cases they've seen as much as 30, but we're going to go with the lower end. So we know that flexion and extension does not significantly impact the AA joint, right? On the other hand, we agreed that this movement here, which is flexion and extension, has a lot to do with the AO joint. So the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to now repeat my rotation to the left, but I'm going to bias it into flexion, and then I'm going to bias it into extension. So I'm going to say to him, Okay, you're back into neutral. Tuck your chin in, hold it there, and now turn to the left and see what happens. And then I'm going to say poke your chin out like that, and now turn to the left and see what happens. Okay? If the restriction gets worse with one and better with the other, whichever one, then it confirms it's the AO joint that is producing this rotation block. Okay? So now what I want you to do is work with a partner and figure out what is it telling you if the range of motion, they've got blocked range of, they've got a loss of left rotation. If the motion gets worse in terms of when he flexes, it gets even worse, or it's blocked, but then when he goes into extension, he goes this far, what joint is the problem at, and what's the problem with the joint? Now I want to know what glide is missing. Whereas if he did this and it got worse, and then he flexed and it got better, then what joint is that? Is the problem at then, and what is the glide that is missing? So that's what I want you. You can work in either